The Phantom Killer. This story starts in a small town with a man named Mark, his wife Julianne, and his child named Annabelle. For the longest time their lives were ordinary, waking up early just to get ready and such. Julianne was a standard stay-at-home mom, and Annabelle was too young for school, so she stayed home with her mother and watched her go about her day. Occasionally she would help her. Their lives were ordinary, waking up early just to get ready and such. Mark was a simple man, much like his job. He had a rather simple job at a call center. He wasn't fond of his job, but it produced enough money to keep them afloat. He loved his family so much, so the day that Mark came home and saw his family brutally murdered, he lost it. Mark fell to his knees, tears in his eyes. He crawled over to his now dead wife and held her in his arms. Julianne was now cold. The blood that covered her once clean clothes were now dried. The blood seemingly combined with the fibers of her clothing. He held her as tears fell down from his cheek, down onto her clothing. It then dawned on him. He rushed up to his daughter's bedroom. What he saw made him crack even more. He slowly walked over to his daughter, slowly picking her up out of the bed and held her closest to his body. His little girl, his princess and his daughter, was now dead. Someone came into his home and took everything he loved, his wife and his daughter. He sat there holding her in his arms, hoping for all this to be some sick dream. He wanted to talk to her one more time, hear her little laugh, her calling out to him one last time. It was all gone, and there was nothing he could do. After 3 weeks passed, the two were buried. He cried the entire time. He couldn't help it. He wasn't able to watch his daughter get older, and he couldn't grow old with the woman he loved. He felt alone. He had no purpose, no reason to move forward. So when he went home that day, he sat on his bathroom floor with a bottle of pills. He looked down into the bottle. He knew all it took was one quick swallow and all the pain was gone. He couldn't do it. He realized no one caught the murderer, so he knew what he had to do. He threw the pills, stood up, and began to look around the house. He looked for anything that would give him a sign of who did it. He looked around the entire house for anything. He had an idea of what if the neighbor saw something, so he went over and knocked on the door.